Oh, all right.
Perfect.
So terminology. We'll just start with some half a dozen basic terms that we need to kind of relate to. Homepage, obviously the first page that you arrive at in a website. And in ClubRunner, you have the homepage with links. Now, if I were to click on one of these area pages, I would come up with a custom page, okay?
Yep.
Custom
Yep.
pages are the modern version of a website page. It's in ClubRunner, there used to be things called site pages, SITE, and they've been superseded. Well, you can still use them, but they aren't as good as custom pages, okay?
Right.
And this is Doug's custom page, and there is Joan's custom page, and there is Elaine's custom page. And to break the custom page down a little bit, what we've got here is widgets, terminology for those little boxes that are on the screen. The four that we can see are the top one is a little banner for the area 3. And the second one there on the right is a link to a map of your district. The third one there is a little bit different. That's actually, you could call it a compartment or a box that holds stories. And the fourth one is simply a photo of the area governor. The third one, that is area 3, is where we are putting these stories that we create. And you can put a number of them in there. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is making, creating, and uploading a story that would be something that you would want to tell your people about, okay? And reviewing, we're talking home pages, custom pages, widgets, and stories. That's what we're going to do. Stories, there's news of your area. They're the primary product of the website. They reside in a library. There's about, I'd say 4 or 5 libraries in ClubRunner. And a library is basically a repository of items, be they a photograph, an individual photograph, or a album of photos, or a story that is one of the pieces that make up a web page. There's a number of them, but we're dealing tonight with basically 2 of them. Stories are made up of text and images, okay? The text, I would advise you to write in Word. Make your story by sitting down in Microsoft Word or a word processor that you use and write it out. Get it pretty much the way you want it, okay? And then your images. It's important that your images are not just taken directly from your camera. They should be improved, cropped, sized, okay? And if you don't have a program that does that, like Photoshop or something, which most people would not because it's quite expensive, then there's a very good little program called Photo. It is a part of the operating system of Microsoft Windows. I'll show you it. We can go through it briefly. Images are uploaded to the appropriate folder in the image library. One thing I do try to encourage people to do is to treat everything that you're doing in a way that you will be able to go get it again. Don't just throw it in a box. You got to put it in a folder, and that folder should have relevance to where you are at in whatever you're doing. text and images are simply inserted into the story, then that's it. And the story is saved and published. That is the outline. Then these are the steps that we're going to take to upload that story, okay? We log into the members area. Now, this is going to be, it's recorded right now, so you'll be able to have access to this, so you can come back and follow this if you wish. So I wouldn't worry about making notes. You go to your committee or your area page. This is the objective of this little training session, is to not just explain how to put a story on an area page for AGs, but to also put one on a committee page, as David is looking to do, and as probably 50, 60, 70 different committee chairmen would be doing the same thing, taking on the job of updating their own committee page. Okay, now when you log in, you see this pencil appears on the lower right-hand corner of pages that you have authority over. And that is basically an edit page that takes you to the edit mode. And if you move your cursor over the edit icons above the story you want to edit, then you will get edit options that come up. You'll see this in a few minutes. You select the widget and click on the icon that you want to edit. Text again is written in Word. Images are improved and cropped in size, and images are uploaded to the appropriate folder. Text and images is again the same thing we're doing before. Here is a let's see. This is a page that you would get to after you log in to the members area, okay? And in the members area, you have this menu along the top, this blue line. And I'm kind of giving you the path here as to how to get to your specific custom page. Website first, website content, next step. Custom page library, next step. And down on the bottom will appear. Now this is all PowerPoint, so it's all on one page, but it will be incrementally changing as you go to each step. And then you've got the custom page library. That's where all of the pages are, hundreds of them. One for each of the committees, for a variety of other pages, for the areas, governors, and so on. But that's where we want to get to. And here's a list of the pages. Now, there's 157 pages of this, with probably 12 to 15 specific committee pages on each page. So 157 times 12, we're talking about a couple thousand actual pages we've already developed, most of which are old and need to be thrown out. But anyhow, Desmond, yours is under the heading not of Area 1 or Area 2, but for some silly reason, I put a preface, welcome to Area 1 or Area 2.
Well, I'm Area 4. Yeah.
You're Area 4. So you will need to go to page 6 to see yours, okay?
Okay.
Page 6. And when you do go to page 6, you will see welcome to Area 4.
Okay.
As one of the options there, okay?
Yep.
So that gets you to your page.
Yep.
And once you click on the page, this is what you'll see. What it is the widgets in the backstage version, okay? In the editable version. Now, to show you what each of these widgets relate to, welcome to Area 4, I've brought up one of the pages here to kind of relate to where that widget is? Right here. This widget
Yep.
is shown on to the public as welcome to Area 3. The photograph is the area governor photograph. Left-hand side, so on. The middle one is the one that we're really talking about. On
Area
all,
4 news.
on all, because it's the news. It's a container that actually holds more than one story. It'll hold multiple stories, and it is the one that I guess this little training session is primarily about. The ones on the left and the right are kind of established and don't need to be changed. You can change them as you feel more confident down the road. Right now, the objective is to simply say, let's see if we can learn how to write a story. Okay. And
can I ask a quick question?
Sure, please go ahead.
Can you go beyond one page? Like, what if you have more content than one page? Or do you got to keep to one page?
No, you don't. Pages are not even a considered factor in websites because there are no 8.5 by 11s or A4 or A5s. They are simply an endless amount of space. So what you can do, and what is traditionally done in our bulletin and in web pages, is that you break up your story into 2 pieces if you need to. The first one is called a brief, which is simply 2 or 3 paragraphs. And then the content may be 25 pages. It is on a separate document, but you get there by a little button that says more. So you can have your stories on your page. You can have 3 stories, and each of them is only a small bite, about 1.5 inches, 2 or 3 inches. And it has a picture and a good lead in to tell them what a wonderful story follows if they wish to click on more. But it's not a good idea to put a 4-page story all on the front, because all they see then is text. And nobody is excited about a long story to read.
No.
They want to see, here's one story, another story, and another story, and each of them they have a level of interest that may be high or low, depends upon what they really want to read.
So you're going to tell us how we can split the story into 2.
Absolutely. Okay. So this is the news on the bottom there, Area 4 news. And when you put your cursor on that, if you notice down there now, I've got 4 little icons that are appearing. You don't see those icons unless you move your cursor over the top of the widget. Once you move your cursor over the top of the widget, you get looks like a magnifying glass or a search glass. What it really is view. Let's show me what's in there. Okay, it's just a view button. The next one is the pencil. That is going in and editing. You actually go in and edit the document. The third one, the cog wheel, is important because it is settings or properties. If I say properties, what does that, do you have a warm feeling for what properties are?
Yeah.
Properties are the settings for background and font and all of the details that you need to know to have everything set up outside of the actual text and pictures. And the last one is X, is just close, shut down, take it off there, take the widget off of the program. So we got 4 different icons there. Each of them is a part of it. Okay, now we'll do it for real. I'm going to jump out of my sharing of the screen, and we'll get into something that is, I've got a couple of pictures here. Okay, I've got some pictures here and some words. And what I recommend you do is like what I'm doing here. Oh, by the way, can you see my screen?
Uh,
Yep,
you, you probably just see me.
Yeah, at the moment, just you.
You don't see my screen. Let me bring my screen. Well, you don't need to see that yet. Let me just mention that when you create something that is like a web page, I would suggest making a folder that has all of your required materials in there. By required materials, I mean photographs, the photograph that you're going to deal with, and the Word document that it is basically what you have decided to put in your story, the words and any other little graphics that you feel as though you want to put in there. And that's what I've done. I've created for this little training session a folder called Words and Pics. And in there, I've got some silly pictures that we could use to, first of all, edit, and then some text that I simply cut out of someplace. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this editor, and it's important to have a good feeling as to how a photograph should fit into your story, because a story that is purely text by itself doesn't go over well. And I'm opening up a picture here now, which is, let me go ahead and do a share screen so you can see it, and we'll quickly go into the editing of that little picture. Share screen. There we go.
Right.
Pardon?
Yep, got it.
Got a little bit of a birdhouse with a kookaburra that likes to sit on it. That
I like the kookaburra. I think it's a really nice kookaburra. Thank you.
He's the only visitor to the birdhouse. The birdhouse is 15 years old, and not a single bird has entered it yet. It fell apart for me the other day, and you can see it was falling down when this picture was taken. And I had to spend a couple of hours to try and get it back into some sort of shape. But he does land there in the morning and look around and maybe say a few words. But a good example of a picture, what I would advise if this was just a picture of a person or whatever, is to first of all make sure that you know the size. It is a picture that is I've got resize. The picture is 15 megs. Okay, it was just taken with a camera. Way too big. Okay. Oh, if I say pixels, does that ring a bell for?
Yeah.
Okay, we're dealing with pixels. That page that I just showed you has approximately 250 pixels on the left side, 250 on the right side, 500 to 600 in the middle. This picture is roughly 4.5 to 5,000 pixels wide. So we've got way more than we want. We don't want that, because that will take forever to load up on a lot of people's computers and lines. So you've got to reduce the size of the picture. And that's not difficult with this little program. First of all, I have clicked on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. I get the resize option here. I want to define custom dimensions on the bottom. It's 4,608 pixels wide by 3,456 pixels high. Now, the average computer screen is about 1,000 pixels wide. So this is 4 times as wide as my and your screen. And most most screens, and the quality is 80%. What I would advise you to do is to make it about 150% of what you want. If you want to make it 300 pixels on your screen, then make it about a 450 to 500 pixel picture. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to simply write in here. Notice I'm going to leave maintain aspect ratio.
Mhm.
That's ticked. I'm going to leave that because that means I only have to change one of the fields. So I'll make it 500. Okay. And that sets a 375 height. And the quality, I'll drop it down to about 60. Now this picture is going to load bang, fast, just like that, because it's a very small picture. Save resized photograph. Quality didn't really go away at all. Okay.
No.
All right, we'll stick it over here as cuckoo. Kuka. Kookaburra. They spell K-O-O-K-A-B. Kukab. Just to be different from the ones I saved the other night. Okay, now I'm going to crop it a little. Well, actually, I've already reduced the size. I should have cropped it first, but I'm going to crop it a little bit now just to show you how I would do that. Upper right-hand corner is a crop button. Wait a little bit, it'll come up with something, and I really want to just do that. By cropping, what you really need to be doing is getting rid of the garbage you really don't want in your pictures. A lot of pictures will have a couple of people standing with a big field in background, and you don't want any of that field. You want faces. You want people's faces so they can identify whoever it is, and you want to try and zoom in on their faces if you can. Now I've cropped this, and let's see, I want to go ahead up. It has some nice little editing features too. Up in the upper right-hand corner here. Let's see, adjustments. I'm clicking on adjustments. It's a button on the top. And when you click on the top button on the right-hand side, you get adjustments for light and darkness. Now it looks better, a little bit better, darker, I guess. There. I'm just, playing with it. It's got color. I can add a little bit of color there or take away color. I can add clarity. That's basically the focus, whether or not you want it good and crisp. And you can add a vignette if you want. And vignettes sometimes, that's probably not bad because that gives the bird a little bit of a centralized thing. I'll leave that there. Okay. So I'm going to do a save of a copy here now. It's always important not to override your original photograph. Save a copy. Make that copy be the one that you use. So we'll do a save a copy. And
Where was that button? Where did you save?
it's down in the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay, right.
And here is my desktop. I've got to find that. We'll call it bird for a short one, JPEG. Save. Okay, I've done some editing on that bird. Now I should have a bird folder there. This fellow was doing it just continuing to copy, but I'm gonna assume I've got a bird photo that I can use, and I will close that off, and I will get a back to our screen because we stopped screen sharing. So what we've done, the first thing is we have played with the graphic. Now we will go ahead and grab some text and go in and load that up. So I'm going to go into ClubRunner now and go to that location. Okay, I'm going to do a share now and step you right through the login process. Sharing screen. There we go. We've got the banner for the Women's Day. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to go through those steps that I had identified in the presentation, the PowerPoint. Going to the members area.
Yep.
Website.
Yep. I do all that all the time. Yeah, to get to events.
You're familiar with this.
Yeah.
Website contents. Pages. Custom page library. And now I've got a whole lot of pages there, and I'm at page 1. I'm going to just stick this temporarily up on your page, Desmond. Yep. And we won't leave it there, but we'll just, play with it there. Going to page 6.
Area 4.
Welcome to area 4. And there we go. We're live and we see what we saw a little while ago. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get, I didn't grab it before, but it is on my my text. Remember I told you that I had a bunch of text that I wanted to upload, and if I got it. I had his resume. I grabbed it and threw a couple of copies of it in there. I'm going to do a Control-A to select all of it and a Control-C to copy it. And then I'm going to go back to our screen sharing of the conference here, or the, the Area 4 page, and I'm going to click on the pencil in the Area 4 news. Okay. Yep. Now we don't have. You've got a couple of stories there, Des. I'm going.
I didn't put them up. Yeah.
You didn't? Okay.
No, they're put up before me, so I haven't done them with them.
I'm going to try to add a new story here. I'm going to go to Story Library.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you see? Are you seeing this? Is it coming up on your screen? Yeah. Create a new story.
Yeah.
Everything that has an orange box in ClubRunner is creating something new. Okay, doesn't matter what it is. If it's an orange box, that means they're going to create a new email or story or whatever. Create a new story. Okay, title. Let's just call this Thursday test story. Okay.
So, Paul, can I ask one quick question? It's just a quick question. I'm supposed to be eating my dinner after this, and my wife is preparing it. When will this meeting end?
Well, we were going to be end at 8:30.
That's right. Is that going to be the? That's what I told my wife.
I will do my best to just wrap it up in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. Just checking.
We might go a little bit past 8:30. It depends upon how it's going, but we'll see. We're not too far down or from being done anyway.
Yep.
The story there has what I've input. I don't have to put anything else. I will put my name, MURR. It comes up with a list. I grab my name from that list. It has a database type of link to my name now. And now I come down to the area where we talk about the two different sections. Here is story brief.
Ah,
Yeah.
There is story content.
yep.
Ah,
Okay.
right.
So I got a lot of text. So I'm going to stick that text in story content, and then I'm going to rip off the top of it to stick it up in story brief.
Yep.
So I don't do a control V here. In the upper left-hand corner of this tool row, I have three little boxes. One of them says paste. One is paste plain text. And the third one is paste from Word. Okay. So you simply click on paste from Word, and I got a little box, and I do a control V, and boom, I brought in that text from Peter. I do an OK. I got a bunch of text there. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
that bunch of text is pretty small in a very, very short, narrow box. There is a little maximize button, four-way arrow on the
Yeah.
right there. Click that. All of a sudden,
Nice.
we've got a big screen now. I think that that text right there is enough for my brief. I'm just, grabbing it. And so I'll do a control X on that. And I will do again, I'll hit my four-way button to bring it back in size. Now I'll go up to the brief, story brief, and do a control V. Okay, I got my Peter Frew story, but I don't have a graphic, okay? But I do have one all set to go. So I go up to images, all right? Click on images.
Yeah.
Now, images, in my presentation, I said we don't just go get it and throw it into the picture. Wrong. We go get it and put it into a folder where we then know that we can use it again. And we know that if we remove this story, that picture
haven't
is
lost
going
the
to still
photo.
be there. We haven't lost the
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
So we do a browse server. And can you see that now? It's
Yeah.
folders. It has folders, and in the folders, there's a bunch of little pluses and a bunch of folders, but there's one called My Images. Don't click on the folder itself. Click on the plus, because that opens up the subfolders. Now, My Images itself, we do have problems. We have people that don't put stuff in folders. They leave it in the big My Images folders. So we got about 1,000 pictures in there now, and it takes forever to load. So click on the plus. So we want to direct people away from simply loading pictures. Now we got a bunch of folders there, but the AGs have one there, and I believe we have one for AG4 right there.
Oh, right.
So that's yours.
Yeah.
Des, and we've got your pictures there. Now we are in a place where we want to put that picture of that kookaburra. Okay. Upload.
I can't see anything changing on my screen.
Okay. What are you using as a browser?
Google Chrome.
Okay. What are you using, Desmond?
Yeah, I'm seeing the image library now with my picture, the map.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you may not be able to follow each of the. I'm going to different up down from the cloud to the screen. What I'm doing is I'm going to get a photo, and it's that kookaburra. Bear with me, and I'll be back to you in a second. This is one of the problems with jumping around and sharing screens, but I will be there in a second. Quick access. Bird, I think I called it, just Bird. Doing okay on Bird, and it should be coming up to the screen. There's a bird. Okay. And now it's in the screen. It's in your library. You've got it there. And now if you double click on it, it will come up and go into your actual graphic, into your story. Now it has come in. I changed it first and saved it as something else and didn't reduce the size. It's 1980 pixels wide. So I'm going to simply change that 1980 right here.
Okay, you can do it there.
To 250 pixels. Okay.
Yeah, and there she is.
So it's 250 pixels. A border. Do I want a border? I'll put a 2-pixel border on it. Do I want horizontal space? Yes. You want some margin. I'm going to have text going up right next to it. If I don't put anything there, the text will ram right into the picture. Give it 5 to 10 pixels. I'll give it 5 pixels of horizontal space, 5 pixels of vertical space, and I want it to be on the right-hand side of the text. Okay. Now I'm going to open up my, maximize my picture, and there we've got the picture up here. From here, I can bring it up and put it higher so that it appears at a level with my text. Okay, so now I have got the picture, my text, my content. I come down to the bottom and do a save and publish.
Right.
Now it says, where do you want to publish it? You got a lot of different books and or magazine or news articles and front page articles. Well, I don't want to put it in the front page. This is a test one, and I don't even want to. We'll leave it on the display it on the story list, but not on the home page. Okay, so we'll do a confirm on that. Okay, now we've got our test story as a part of the story library. Okay, we made a new story and we can go back to the library. And now I should be able then to go back into yours. This is your welcome area 4.
Yep.
And now I can add a story from the story library because I just created one. Add stories from the story library. There we go. Thursday test story. I click on it. Okay. And add selected stories. I could add 2 or 3 or 4 stories, but we're just going to add that one. And there it is. And it is now a part of your story. We will, in fact, go back. Once you go back, you'll get to a place where it says publish. You want to publish because this is going to bring it up to the website. I'm going to put it on the website, but I'll take it off after a bit. Okay, publish. Yeah, okay. Now, if we go and open up another version of our Rotary page, can you see me opening up another page now?
Yep.
Okay, and I simply go to area 4.
Ah,
And there it is.
there you go. Lovely.
Hey, it's 28 minutes after 8.
Yeah, very good. Now, how do I send that as a link? Just use the URL.
How do you send that as a link? You see this URL up here?
Yeah, just send that.
Grab that and cut
that
it
in an email.
Paste it and stick that in an email, and you'll send it to anybody.
Okay, good. That's great, Paul. Thank you very much for that.
Just one quick question, Paul. I can integrate a URL link into the story, so someone could click on it to go to somewhere else.
Yes.
Like a website.
Yes.
Or...
You want me to go back and do that?
No. You probably just type it into the text.
All you do is if you go back to where we were in that actual story, one of the options in the toolboxes is a link.
Ah,
So you select what you want,
yeah,
go up to the link, and if you have already grabbed some link like this or another link from someplace else, you can simply paste it right in to where it's going to go.
okay,
Pretty straightforward, but
yep. So thanks very much, Paul, and I appreciate it. Can I ask you when I
Yeah.
might try and do it, what I've done wrong?
when you do what?
When I try this,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I think I may need a mentor or whatever you are.
There's no problem whatsoever. The objective is to give you an introduction here,
Okay,
and
yeah.
not to say you're done, go do it yourself. You're going to have problems.
Yeah,
So when you do have problems, give me a call.
okay,
It's not that difficult though. It's
No, I can see that. This weekend, I'm going down to Pets in
yes,
Kuma. And when I
yes.
come back with some photos on my camera, I'll see whether I can
There you
construct a
go.
story.
There you
Hmm.
go. That would be a great story for your little for your area.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank
I
you
think
very much.
you've all graduated. You've been very well behaved. No
Thank you.
fighting or anything like that. I'm pleased.
do I get paid? Do I get paid extra?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get, you get double your normal rate, David.
I'll send the paperwork through to promote both of you to the next step up in all levels.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll see you in Kuma, Desmond.
Yeah, I'll see you in Kuma, David. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
Much obliged.
Yeah. All right. You guys go have a good meal there, David. And
Okay.
I
see
might
you
have a
later,
glass of red.
Desmond. Bye.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
Paul.
you.